the Pokemon Connections Pokemon Crystal Walkthrough Part 6. Hey guys, welcome back to some more Pokemon Crystal action. We previously just beat the first gym, and after you beat the gym, you go into the Pokemon Center. Well, you kind of have to. And you'll be stopped by the professor's aide, and he'll give you the egg that you got from Mr. Pokemon. And he discovered that it will hatch, but it has to be with other active Pokemon to hatch. So, we're the only person that they can rely on. So, they give us the egg. You might even want to use... I'm not going to tell you what hatches out of this, but you might even want to use it for your team. Yeah. So, let's get to the main point of this video. I'm just going to heal up because on this video, the whole video is going to be designated to training on Route 32. And a lot of it's in double and quadruple speed just because you probably don't want to watch it. And the original copy or recording was an hour and 15 minutes long, but I'll tell you about that later. And what, there's only actually 16 minutes of actual recording, but I'll tell you about how the hour came in later on in the video. I'll tell you about it. And so I'm just going to put Sprout in because it needs to catch up with Inferno. And here we go. So as you start making your way down Route 32, there's going to be a berry tree, and it is going to have looks like it says Freeze Cure Berry, but it's really a freeze. It unthaws, thaws out your Pokemon. So if not a whole lot of Pokemon in this game can freeze you, but helpful item. Save it for later in the game. And that's just to the ruins of Alph. We'll learn about those later. We're going to be catching one of our later team members there, but that won't be for a while, so you don't have to worry about that. And this was the guy, if you tried to attempt to come past here before you beat the first gym, and this is the guy who would stop you and say that you needed the Zypher badge. And now if you talk to him, he'll give you the Miracle Seed. And in our case, well, what a Miracle Seed does is it basically boosts the power of grass moves. So Bellsprout is the only candidate on our team that could get the... Well, not could, but if you give a Miracle Seed to a Cyndaquil, you'd be kind of foolish. So if you started with Chikorita or have a Bellsprout, that will be a pretty useful item for you to use. And this was the first battle, and this one's in quadruple speed, I think. Yeah, I just sped this one up a lot. And Sprout's gonna level up to level 12. Oh, alright, this isn't very effective. Oh, great. Confusion. Now you know what, I'm gonna switch. Because Sprout will probably faint if we don't switch. Inferno will just probably one-hit KO this thing. Oh, wow, critical hit. What a bad time to get a crit. Seriously, it was, completely unnecessary. And another trainer battle. This one is just in double speed, so this one won't be as fast. I'm just going to heal up Sprout before the battle. And then we'll start it up. So this is probably one of the most boring... It will be one of the most boring videos to watch in, of the 6 we have so far. Or the 6 I have recorded. But the first few videos in any walkthrough of any game are going to be boring. It's going to be setting up your thing and basically getting you used to the game. But I promise you, later into the not even that far later, starting basically next video, the video after, the videos will get a lot better. And you won't have to watch as many sped up battles, and there'll be like actually exciting stuff, and we'll start getting new team members. And a funny story about our next team member, which was supposed to come this video at the end. I'll tell you about it. But you'll see our new team member next video. And as I said 2 videos ago, it is going to be a water Pokemon. And you most likely probably know what it is by now, so yeah. She's going to offer her phone number to you, and you get to register Picnic or Liz's phone number. Okay, so as you go along the way, you found out with Professor Oak. He gave you his phone number. And some trainers, like maybe 1 in every 6 trainers, will give you their phone number. No, maybe less than that. They'll give you your phone numbers, and most are pointless. Most will sometimes call for a rematch, or like maybe they found a cool item. But there are 4 that I find useful. See, in this game, there are only 2 ways to get the evolutionary stones: Thunderstone, Leaf Stone, Water Stone, and Fire Stone. And the first way is via Bill's grandfather. And you will not encounter him until Kanto. And you'll have to show him, to get a Thunderstone, you have to show him a Pichu. To get a Leaf Stone, you have to show him an Oddish. To get a Water Stone, you have to show him a Staryu, I think. And Fire Stone, I think it's Vulpix or Growlithe. But that's not until later in the game. And odds are that Pokemon, you're not going to want to have a Pichu or a Growlithe. Oh no, well, you won't have a Pichu. But you're not going to want to have a Pikachu or a Growlithe or whatever for like the first half of the game. Like, you're going to want to evolve it earlier. So this method, the one I'm about to explain to you, is the more useful one. And the 4 trainers, I forget where they are. I'll explain them to you in their videos that when we encounter them. And one calls you and says they found a Leaf Stone and they give it to you. One for the Thunderstone, Water Stone, and Fire Stone, and not etc. Those are the only 4 stones. But each one will call you eventually and say, "Oh, like I found a Leaf Stone," and that I find more convenient than Bill's grandfather. And we're going to need a Leaf Stone later in the game from, I think her name's Gina, like right before Goldenrod, because we're going to need to evolve our Bellsprout. Well, once it gets to a Weepinbell, we're going to need a Leaf Stone to evolve it from a Weepinbell into a Victory Bell. So we're going to need to rely on one of those trainers later. Hopefully we don't have to wait too long for them to call, because sometimes we could end up waiting like a while for them to call. And we don't want that. We want to evolve it as soon as possible. And that does it for trainer battles in this video, guys. And that also does it for this video. Yeah, I always found humor in this. There's just one guy just sitting there, and he's like, "Oh, want to buy a tasty, nutritious Slowpoke tail?" And he tries to sell it to you for like $1 million, whatever their currency is. And no, you can't even get that amount of money in the game, so don't even worry about that. And okay, I'm just gonna heal up, and this video is gonna be over, and I'll explain to you how this video was an hour long and the situation with our next team member. And I'll just take like a brief minute to talk about that. And okay, so when I recorded this video, I was going to get our next team member. Well, I thought I was. And I'll tell you right now, our next team member was, and will still be, we'll get it next, well actually I'll get it, you're not going to see me get it in the video, but I'll show it to you next video, is Wooper. And Wooper's an excellent Pokemon for the Jhoto region, because it can learn like Earthquake at like level 30 or something when it evolves to Quagsire. It can learn really great moves, and it's kind of cool because the one weakness of water, thunder, is automatically cancelled because of his second type, which is ground, and I find that pretty cool. And it learns really good moves. It would know like Earthquake, Surf, Ice Punch, some excellent moves, and it's going to be really helpful down the road. But in this video, when I went to go catch it, I started I planned to put the catching part of it in the video, but when I went to go catch it in the wild, it took me like 100 battles or something. No, okay, that was exaggerated. Like 50, and I still couldn't find one. And then I looked it up, and I found that you can only catch Whooper at night. So I'm going to catch one later on today, and in the next video you'll see it. But the upside of that was Bellsprout got to 15, and Inferno got to 18. And Bellsprout learned Sleep Powder. So thanks for watching, and see you later.